All right. And
then last night we had an amazing night of entertainment at Apache Cafe. It was Adam's Rib Takeover.
All right.
And today we have our Welcome Think Tank Town Hall. And I want you all to know that every one of you is very vital and important. That is the point of this. We need to know that we have power individually and that that power can change the world. So, tonight, we are also here to honor the beautiful, intelligent, wonderful, empowering, dynamic, fearless Miss Linda Smith. Miss Smith is my teacher from Booker Taliaferro Washington Historical Comprehensive Humanities High School. And she gave to me, I tell this story, I got her in 9th grade. She gave me Zora Neale Hurston. Zora Neale is not on the curriculum, okay? She gave me Kaffir Boy by Mark Knopfler. And it just expanded my mind to know that I had people on the other side of the earth who were hurting and that we could affect each other and touch each other. And she always encouraged me. Everything I did, she was like, what made you come up with that? Like when I ran for business manager, because I'm always strategic. That's why my name is Game, not contrived, strategic. So when I ran for business manager 10th grade, my name was Tamika, the Educator Harper. And I was president of the Young Black Women's Coalition, modeled after Yo-Yo's Intelligent Black Women's Coalition. Understand hip-hop does have greatness, you understand me? And she had this song called Black Pearls. And I created a whole group called Black Pearls. And we're going to know how much we love ourselves. That's the first rule of being a Black Pearl. But you must do community work. And we worked at the Phyllis Wheatley daycare. We worked at the elderly home where we battered women. We had fun. We stepped. We had parties. And it was sisterhood. And Miss Smith decided to be our sponsor so we would be official. Just not like a gang of wild young women at school, you know, wearing combat boots. And yes, I wore combat boots, flyly. And we just did everything that was amazing. Now, my cousin, she went to Therrell. We was trying to get other Black Pearls at Therrell and Mays and anywhere we could because we wanted Black women and young Black women especially know how amazing they are. And Miss Smith was the catalyst for that. And she took blame for a lot of other stuff that she had nothing to do with, but she did put the spark to us walking out. She didn't know we was gonna walk out. But she shouldn't have talked about revolution, you understand? We had the administration scared. They would call me, well, Tamika, please come to the office. Tamika, we hear that the students are thinking of walking out. You all can't do that. Well, you all need to make some changes around here. And that was always my attitude. I never thought there was nothing I couldn't do. And it's because of teachers like Miss Smith. So we want to honor Miss Smith tonight. Give it up. Everyone know I'm a Southern girl from Atlanta, Georgia, and we do everything we start with God. Now, Minister Servant from the Temple of Hip Hop was supposed to do the prayer, but I would do it. It's not an issue. Whether you put your hands up, put your hands together, however you do to give homage to the Most High, please join me. Giving honor and glory to the Most High, we come to you so thankful today for allowing us all to gather in this beautiful space, for these spirits and minds to be elevated and uplifted and incited to give the answer, the truth, the solution. I thank you so much for allowing me to be the vessel to bring all these beautiful spirits here, Father. I ask that you give us the answer to help us become more empowered to know that we can do it, to be fearless, to understand the only thing we have to fear is you, and you love us so much. We want to have a good time. We want to celebrate. We want to give tribute to the ancestors, the children, the family, the men, the women. God, please open every heart and mind in here to expand and all the solutions come to us for whatever problems we have. In all your children's names we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Ashe.
Ashe.
All right. So first up, we are going to have a poem and song by the beautiful Teresa the Songbird.
opposed to her thinking about herself and what she could be doing for her, she's built an empire on honoring others and making this an event for other people to shine. And I appreciate that for my sister. You will always have my love. You already know that. You do whatever you want me to do every year. That's how I got up here today, because I was not on the docket. I want that on film so y'all can know that. I love her. And I love y'all. I want y'all to love each other.
Amen.
So this is a poem, song about loving each other. Song, a poem and a song mixed together. Song about loving each other. My people are thirsty. They are waiting for water. It gets hotter and hotter. Not a drop to drink inside. And my people are hungry. They need food for their bellies till each stomach is swelling. But that sounds too much like rice. So tell me, who's gonna pour the water? Who's gonna serve the bread? Who will be our steward? Who will make sure we are fed? Who will be the leader? We're so eager to be led. To the hungry and the thirsty, give them water, give them bread. My people are thirsty, they are waiting for water. It gets hotter and hotter. I have dropped for you to drink, and my people are hungry. They need food for their bellies till each stomach is swelling. If you're hungry, look to me, 'cause I will pour your water. I will serve your bread. I will be your steward. I will make sure you are fed. I will be your leader if you're eager to be led. To the hungry and the thirsty, I have water, I have bread. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Like no one cares how big you grow, it's about the fruit you bear, the nourishment you share, and what you choose to keep to yourself. Stock up on the shelf for rainy days that ain't coming. Can't take it to your grave. Now, baby, ain't that humbling? Party lips be true, you just keep on mumbling. Whatever. You know what? You keep on eating and we'll keep on hunting. You keep on sleeping, we'll keep on running. You keep giving nothing and asking for something in return. The lessons we learn, the ignorance we teach, the bridges we burn, and the levees we breach, reaching our arms for these far-away treasures. Astronomically clever in our meaningless endeavors to pluck stars from the heaven and string around our necks, flaunting as pretty as pearls. The energy of worlds sitting on our necks and swirling around our shoulders, confirming to ourselves that we should have always known to be the truth. We are the center of the universe, the root, the constant realization of existence, the proof, the gods of creation, destruction, fornication and corruption and invasion, disruption, hesitation, ingenuity, innovation, love, celebration, one place with many nations, one organism with many faces, all facing the same inevitable end. The place where it will not matter whether you have it to borrow or to lend, to break up or to mend, to live righteous or to sin. It will end as it begins, and then what will you have been? A god of subtraction or addition? A deity of deceit or admission? Eternal energy of greed or contrition? There is no gray area with God. Gods, we must make a decision. Which end of the playing field are you defending? Because the ending is coming real fast. The ball has been tossed, and this here is the last pass before the whistle sounds. And I know you hate the feeling of your face hitting the ground, so I suggest you catch this message before you get knocked down. Because no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. We must pour our water. We must serve our bread. We must be our stewards. We must make sure we are fed. We must be the leaders for those eager to be led. To the hungry Well, soon enough, we'll all be dead. Woo. That's my friend. Give it up again for Teresa the Songbird. And I want to make sure that I introduce my co-host for the evening, Kalonji Tonga. Who will be moderating the panel with me. And I want to give a shout out to Penelope Culinary Services. She had collard green egg rolls. Yes, sir. That represent me, I'm international like that. So amazing food. And we have Yaya, who is documenting this. We want to give it up to him. Yeah. And we want to give it up to Gerald and Chris, who are also documenting tonight. Let's give it up for the Ogunala Griot Cultural Center. Because I don't want to forget anything. Now, up next to the mic, we have a poet who is not just a poet. I'm very blessed to know some amazingly smart people. And it's very important that you have smart people in your life. And this brother, he's always feeding. I had to tell him, Shawty, can you tag me when you be giving out information on Facebook? Because I have to go to other people's pages, and I see that you don't tag him with some amazing information. Because that's the kind of brother he is. He's loving, and he's one of the, I just am amazed at his writing. I want you all to put your hands together. Now, it sounds just like some small stuff. Let me just say his name is XPJ7.
Interviewed and videotaped. During the break, Mr. Jackson made controversial statements about the then aspiring head of the state, Barack Obama. Mr. Jackson, Jesse Jackson and Jeff suggested maybe he should just cut Barack's nuts off. And maybe he was just talking, butt sauce, but what's lost in this conversation is this nation's historic relation with black men and castration. And honestly, I don't know if Jesse was just joking or just hating, or maybe he was just jaded. All I know, Jesse stated Barack Obama be talking down to black people. And while cutting his nuts off might equal justice in Jesse's mind, there are a lot of black people who live the prequel and don't have the press rewind to know this nation in its worst and its best of times have been known to produce nutless niggas that hang from a noose.
Come on.
That's black and staying left behind. That's why the public schools is best designed to have black kids dumb, deaf, and blind. And before, like the Noble Drew Ali, we expected more. Now we seem to think the less is fine. I seen big booty teens who could stretch the jeans, who couldn't stretch their mind beyond the block. And it's sad, some of the young, so dumb, they think they arrived, because they come a lot. Right. And by the way, Obama's not, never was, probably never will be afraid of Jesse Jackson jacking his Jews. Because he's trying to let them hush us, man. They be packing them too. If you got a problem, they be willing to fix it. You don't have to deal with statistics and know this nation got a knack of knocking niggas who may play hard, but no, they don't want no drama. And it's crazy on the blocks, the cops to stop your poppy. Supposedly, the Navy did Osama. For real, they will kill your sister, your brother, your dad, your mama, your sons and daughters for them upon the order. Check out A&E First 48 videotape in front of the slaughter of a 7-year-old black girl named Ayanna Jones. And our response is like they're us, cuz they think our thunder's gone. Indeed, we're under siege with the undeniable undertone. We only feel our nuts when there's some big butts that we want to bone. So maybe we should get home with the phone and call God, collect, ask him to correct the colony defects in our chromosomes, our DNA and RNA. And no rush for God, could you please start today? And it's hard to say the part we play, because we play a lot. We play the post and we play ball games. We play ourselves like suckers, expecting the buck system, begging for small change from big shots. We cut the legs up of paraplegics, throw them down the hill and tell them to kick rock. They put the gun to the tongue
believe in unity amongst our people, and but I also believe in correction with love, love with correction. So if you feel the way, you can't say it. It shouldn't be a problem because that's another black person. That's not what it's about. And in that statement, for me, you have more white people who are in single-parent homes, so you shouldn't just pinpoint black people, especially when you're not in a room full of black people. So understand what you're doing when you're doing it, how you're doing it. That's all I'm saying. That's just my opinion. Anyway. Up next to the mic, our illustrious host would like to share, and I never get to sing Kalonji on the mic, so put your hands together for activist, artist, writer, author, Kalonji Tanya!
First off, you gonna put me up after XP. I ain't did nothing in like 4 years, and I was gonna change my mind. I was hoping she didn't call me up. She looked at me, I was gonna. But she blew me up, so if I mess up, you know what I mean? Don't
It's
even worry
all
about it. I love you anyway, right?
Yeah.
I like to hear you love me. All right, 3 of y'all love me, that's cool. The story right here is something I wrote probably 10 years ago. It's called America is Beautiful. So I haven't rehearsed it or anything. I'm just gonna try to bring it out. And if it's with me, it's with me. If it ain't, then
Come on.
it's what it is, right? Yeah. Check this out. Government experiments on military personnel, civilians without their knowledge or consent. Bill signed by the Governor, Surgeon General, and the U.S. President. War declared biochemical germ warfare on men, women, and children on the African continent. 50 million infected with AIDS, 30 million Ebola virus. Center for Disease Control, the World Health Organization reached their accomplishment by fronting like they got good intent. Giving out tainted blood and pinholes in the love gloves like it was love. Why? Just because, cuz. You can tell from the tracks and dope needles hanging from my uncle's arms. You can tell from the tracks and dope needles hanging from my uncle's arms, hanging from my uncle's arms, hanging from his goddamn arms. Meanwhile, you motherfuckers talking about looking for Bin Laden, blowing up Saddam. My uncle wakes up in a cardboard box, cold sweating napalm, and Agent Orange from Vietnam. Agent Orange from Vietnam. Soldier tested, government approved. Transformed my uncle from a warrior to a bum in the box who had his legs removed. The little kids poke fun. Adults stand didn't care. You remember that dope head with no legs? They found that motherfucker frozen to death, slumped over his wheelchair. And the minimal, the government's corrupt and criminal. AIDS is man-made, they come from no green monkey, no needle sharing junkie. It was created in 1969 at Fort Detrick, Maryland by Robert McMahon and the Department of Defense CIA fund.
Come on!
Backed by Congress, $10 billion is what they spent. It's documented. Plus, Attorney Boyd Graves had exhibit evidence. That's why I burned the American flag and yucked the president. You don't have to fly overseas to find a terrorist system to make the blood boil.
Right.
In 1932, Tuskegee Syphilis experiment was launched with 200 black men right here on American soil. They're still Americans. It's time to unfoil those lies and loaded dice. There was Bush, Blair, Powell, and Condoleezza Rice. Ashcroft, Rumsfeld, and Tom Ridge. Where the hell was Homeland Security when they kidnapped and murdered those Atlanta kids?
Come on.
Forced into their penises for melanin to make melatonin.
Come
now
on.
it's tampering on holy grounds. The spirits will rise like omen. No more smallpox, lace blankets. Scalping natives for trinkets as we escape the matrix. Government's a fraud. Government's a fraud. America, America. What the hell you thinking? The U.S. is the Titanic. The ship is slowly sinking.
Do you all understand why this is my art form?
Yes.
Because we get to teach, preach, minister, counsel, uplift, motivate, enlighten, all in one vessel.
Come on.
And that is what it's for, and I want to say, you should do it more, come on. You understand me? You got to speak that more. More. Because we need to be educated. Education does not stop at college or PhD. It is a lifetime job, experience, journey, joy, all in how you see it. So I'm just grateful that you decided to share it.
Yo, remember she got Queen Sheba, Georgia Lee, Tom Ford, Shelley Winters, Tommy Bottom, the whole.
I'm Kaya, you know.
Man, I'm Kaya. You met her like at Tuskegee earlier.
Okay.
Her too, she threw a rock at me earlier, but we cool now.
But you know, this circle I feel is getting bigger, but we need to pull more people in. Don't think, this is my thing, I'm from the west side of Atlanta. This is the west side of Atlanta. And look at where you are, look at your consciousness. So that means it is your responsibility to reach out to these other people on the corners, at the stove, give them a book. I don't care. You don't know how that seed will flourish. Real talk. So I don't care who it is. I don't care if it, hey, man, lady, how you doing today? How you doing, beautiful brother?
Yes, sir.
You train people the way you want them to treat you. I don't open doors. I'm Southern. I'm a woman. I'm a woman. I don't take out no trash. I don't do any of those kind of things. I'm a woman. Anyway, I preach a little bit for y'all. Up next to Mike, we have my sister. I hope she ready. We just had Minister Server. Everybody give it up for Minister Server. You can go already on this panel as soon as we finish the trip, no issue. I'm just glad you're here. You're here every year, so when we ride, like, okay, we got to start. Okay. This sister right here, she's from Oakland, California. She made her name in Cincinnati, Ohio, and now she calls Atlanta her home. She is the founder and creator and writer of the Coochie Chronicles.
All right.
The Coochie Chronicles. Put your hands together for power, spelled backwards. Rewind! I hear my ancestors calling, telling me to burn this down. I said down. I hear my ancestors calling, telling me to burn this down. I hear my ancestors calling, telling me to burn this place down too. And Idris's words continue to ring in my ears, telling me to pass them on to you. I hear the voice of Marcus Garvey saying, "Up, you mighty nation, you can accomplish what you will." I hear Booker T. Washington telling us to focus on attaining a skill. I hear W.B. Du Bois screaming, "Educate the top 10% to lead." I hear Malcolm X insisting I protect myself by bullet, by ballot, by any means. I hear Black Panthers, y'all, running, marching, clothing, and feeding and protecting their own. I hear the splashes of black bodies that chose to jump in the ocean and to be stolen from their home. I hear Emmett Till, the 4 little girls, the cries of bodies that swung from trees. I'm asking y'all, do you hear the voices of your ancestors calling you like they're calling me? I hear my ancestors calling, telling me to burn this down. I hear the breath of Harriet Tubman and the breath of those she led. I smell the stench of black burned bodies, y'all. I hear them calling me from the dead. I hear chapters of my miseducation in between these sounds I carry with me. And then again, I hear Marcus saying, "One God, one aim, one destiny." I hear shifting of empty buildings and neighborhoods that we created in one song. I hear the soul of Motown, the rhythm of Harlem, yet those sounds we sing out wrong. But I hear my ancestors calling y'all, they won't leave me alone. They're yelling, screaming, crying, saying this is not where we belong. Because we turned over our black boys and men to guns, police, and jails. We've abandoned our girls and women from queens to a piece of tail. We've abandoned our elders. We've abandoned our elders, disregarding the lessons they have to teach. But I hear my ancestors calling y'all, telling me that we need to speak. Because it's all about the dollar bill, y'all. Hundreds, 20s, 10s, and 1s. But I hear my ancestors calling, telling me that the revolution is already begun. I hear my ancestors calling, telling me to burn this down. If the ancestor really did call you and told you to burn something down, would you?
Yes.
I'm gonna find a way to get into everybody's head. Get some buds and just be like, fight. Burn. Don't buy. You know what I'm saying? That's really our way of burning it down is not buying into the system. So we all must make sacrifice. That's what it's about, you know. And I feel like sometimes it's the ancestors like, they punks, we were slaves. And they, yes. You know, I really feel like that. I'm like, you know, black people really have taken on the aspects of the oppressor. How many of y'all ever read Animal Farm? Yeah, Shawty. We the pigs. Anyway. Wow. I do what I feel. Jay-Z the poet. Anyway. Anyway. Get on your list, get on your list. We're not going to have our tribute to my amazing teacher, but this whole night is a tribute to you. Every aspect of it. This young man who's going to come to the mic and sing a song for you, he is one of Atlanta's premier vocalists. He is from South Carolina. He was in a group called Organized by God, and I truly believe that God did organize the brothers. I want y'all to put y'all hands together for Trav.
How's everybody doing? Y'all all right? Yes, Jesus. God bless everything that you've done, everything that you're going to do for people, and locally and nationally and worldwide. Thank you.
Always, Trav. I love
For
you.
sure. I was born by the river in a little kitchen, and knowing just like that river I've been running never changed. It's been a long time coming, but I know that a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard to live it, but I'm afraid to die. For I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long,
Come on,
a long time coming, but I know that a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. But when I go to my brother, oh, yes, I do. And I say, hey, brother, help me, please, please. But he winds up, knocking me, yeah, back down on my knees. And oh, there've been times that I thought, yes, I did, I wouldn't last so long. But now I know I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know that a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will.
across the street, named Mark. It is signed on the bottom. Wow. And this is for Miss Smith. You understand?
Wow.
And it's a black woman. You see the booty? Fingers hot and tight. That's what we is right here. Give it up again for Miss Smith. I want her to say something. Will you please say something to the people?
I only have 1 minute, but eternity lies in it.
Okay.
I'm a substitute teacher now. Do you see my bruises? A student asked today, children have such profound sentences. And they said, why are you here? Okay, why am I here? I'm asking the same thing. Because initially it was for money, but I figured out what troubled me most about today is that I care. And I just can't sit and babysit. But what I do know about the Jamikas of the world, there's another baby of mine. She's 90, what year you come out?
94.
94. She's 2004. Near the end of my career when I had too much and I decided, then it's time for you to leave. Really, it was time for me to stay. But God knew best. And so I'm no longer there. But this is what I'm going to say about us as created by God. If we were not chosen, we would be in the world. So deem yourself set apart from the rest. And that means that every minute of the day you will use to edify the glory of being here. And I figured out after 37 years that that's why I can't give it up. That's why I just can't sit and take the role and watch them self-destruct. But today I've deemed it the moral decay of public education. When a child can just sit and use profanity endless, knowing that I'm listening. So all of the prayers that my ancestors gave me are definitely being used. Because I cannot let it go. But this is what I want to tell you is that the white folk have been in something called a nation at risk. And I got upset because I said, what, they're killing us before we're born. But truly your children are at risk. If you raise them right and you send them out there in the world, they are at risk because they're being infestated with the filth that's out there. So pray for them like your ancestors prayed for you. I know that's why I'm protected. My father was a longshoreman who raised 16 children. I'm number 15 of 16. 10 girls of 10 girls. So, he only had an 8th grade and 6th grade education.
Wow.
But he used to say something about, I'm going to look at your deportment before I look at your scholarship. Because if you act right, I know your grade's going to be right. And they made sure that I act right. I got some terrible beatings, but I told my mama before she died, thank you for whipping my ass. I really thank you because I was really something else, but she had to protect me from myself. So Tamika Hunter, she'd tell people that I fired her from president of the Black Party. And listen, I had to fire her. Because she was holding other girls back. She was so powerful. And no, I did not cause that walk out of Washington High School. People were coming on to the sacred ground, beating up our children. And all you had to do was drop a seed and they got mad. And one day quietly at 10 a.m., they all got up and walked out of the building. So I am so glad that God put me on this earth to have all of you come my way. Because now I know all of the rumors that I took a lot of time to help them with that walkout. The poster boards, the markers, but it was all for good. But y'all, we got to save Washington High from itself. We got to save Atlanta Public School from itself. And it's so easy. I'm not going to take any more time, but baby, this is so cherished. It's so cherished.
got teachers like that. You can't just let the world go to the wayside. You always feel like you can do something. And I was junior class president that year, and the seniors called me the night before, and they was like, Tamika, we know you can get everybody together tomorrow morning. So I called. I was popular. I just whip up. So, you know, I got everybody together the next day. It was so powerful. The television station was there. We had a sign that said red, white, and blood. Because the day before, two things occurred. 2 days before, two things occurred. One, our vice principal was shot at by some men that came up on the campus like, just I ain't in school, I'm 17, 22, 25, I'm just gonna go up on Washington High where these kids are. And they shot at our vice principal. Also, a grown woman over the age of 25 walked into the cafeteria at lunchtime with a lead pipe and bust one of my classmates in the head to the white meat because her sister said she was picking on her. Regardless, she shouldn't have been able to get into my school for this to happen, so we had to do something. And it happened. We got security. We got metal detectors. Who wants metal detectors? But we needed them. It was also the year where 3 schools merged together. You feel me? So if it wasn't, it was a spirit that we knew we had to do something. Martin Luther King went to Washington High, my high school. So I knew that I had the power to affect the world greatly, not in a small way, in a major way. And all my friends and everybody here, no matter what you think you're doing, you don't think it's enough, do more, and you'll be amazed at how far God takes you. It is amazing to me every day. Serve each other. Serve your neighbor. Go help the elderly. Talk to the kids. Don't be scared of them grown people. I waited too long to be grown. I correct every child no matter where I'm at, no matter what the time is. I do not care. They don't do nothing. They want it. They respect it. So, okay, I love you, Miss Smith. So we're going to get into this panel discussion. We're not going to be here all night. We're going to come up with some solution. This is the solution. The solution. It all applies in us. I would like every member of this panel to give a brief description of yourself because I don't want to give you a janky introduction. Okay, because you deserve much more so you can talk good about yourself. Okay, first off, we got my brother right here. Tell people who you are and we'll go from there.
My name is Tommy Bottom.
Yeah!
We're artists here in the city of Atlanta, and I've traveled to different places, former artist. Most recently now, I'm the co-host of a radio show called UpTheTruthRadio.com. I co-host with my man Shelly Winter. Y'all get to hear from him in a little bit. But we try to provide a venue where people can discuss the issues of the day, the politics of the day, from a particular point of view. And I guess we think that so. But yeah, it's the UglyTruthRadio.com. But and I'm glad to be here with Tamika Fence.
Yay! Johnny Brown.
Meet me a little bit.
It's my friend. He did say he was on Def Poetry twice and BET Lyric Cafe and spoken and all other kind of stuff. But anyway, go ahead. This beautiful princess.
My name is Sacred Woman. I'm Kai. I'm a little nervous. I came to Atlanta to teach and educate women on the journey of Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. I'm a certified practitioner, and I've been called here for a long time. I finally made it about 6-7 months ago. My goal here is to create programs in this area that will help to educate women on how to better take care of themselves mentally, physically, spiritually. Also, I'm here to create other programs like we have what we call the Ashe Table, which is a symposium where we have the community come in and we ask questions, or we have topics such as polygamy versus polygyny, or we have topics.
Hold on, Kai. I need you to pick that up because your voice is so fragile. You know they can't hear you. And I'm pretty sure the brothers want to hear what you just said.
Yes, we will be having discussions on certain topics, hot topics we call them, such as polygyny versus polygamy. We'll also have topics concerning lovemaking we're gonna start off, however, next month, looking for a venue. I'm looking at this venue, actually. We're gonna have tea parties for the sisters. We will be going through Sacred Woman, journey. One gateway at a time, one gateway a month. The first gateway is Sacred Home. And basically, we're gonna be dealing with, women who have issues with fibroid, cysts, and, also, I'm gonna teach you or show you the different practices that you can use to not only heal yourself, but heal your family. Because that's very important. One of the things that's quoted in Queen of Ford's book is that you heal a woman, you heal a nation. And I truly believe that. I've been doing this work for 12 years, and I'm here for you. I'm here to serve. I like to have fun. I have lots of fun teaching this curriculum, and at the end, you will receive certification from Queen herself.
All right. I would allow this brother to introduce himself, even though I know a lot of y'all like, I know him.
My name is Tommy Ford. I'm an actor, father, and I'm blessed.
Amen.
That's all. My name is Shelley Winter. Co-host the show with Tommy Bottoms called TheUglyTruthRadio.com. We've been doing it about working on it, cleaning it up, getting to the point where we are now for about a year. But I am opinionated brother that needed something, an outlet to talk someplace, or else I would have lost my mind. That's really it. Also, that's it. I co-host the show with Tommy Bottoms.
All right.
My name is Elijah John Chang, and I'm a Sagittarius. I'm also national coordinator and founder of the FTP movement. I'm the author of How to Build a People's Army, and down with y'all.
Come on. All right. All right, well, now you have Mr. Server. Let me get you a chair up here.
Sir.
But you want to just chill? You just, okay, all right, from the audience. Maria, bring those waters up here because I know people are going to get parched. And basically, we're here so that we can come up with some solutions for ourselves so that we can take this back. This is not about you just being here tonight and hearing this and not doing anything. This is about you taking this and taking it to everybody you know and asking for action. Or finding 10 people to spread the knowledge to. Or 20 people, or 50 people, or all your Facebook friends. Some of y'all got 2 pages, I know. So here we go. 5 things we can do to have an impact, immediate and residual. Now the reason why Kalonji is part of this is because he is constantly educating our people about things we can do to enrich our communities and ourselves. Could you tell some people about the things you learned at your political action classes on Thursdays, and tell them about that, please, sir?
Okay, basically, we do a political education class right in the West End. For folks who are interested in organizing or interested in doing something for your people and being concerned, you know, with our plight. We hold, we're on class 19, I think, and basically we do everything from survival training to teaching folks about, you know, who the enemy is, because a lot of times folks they don't understand dealing with white man, white man, white man, white man. And if that's all you fight against, then you're in trouble.
Amen.
You know, we teach folks, we have classes on after martial arts, we have classes on agriculture. Because, you know, we talk about red, black, and green, but, you know, we got to get back to farming. We got to get back to growing our own food. You know, we're in a situation where we buy food from places where we don't know where it came from.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know who made it, where it came from, so on and so forth. We deal with everything from, you know, what happens if, you know, if it's a national disaster or whatever, natural disaster. You know, how to survive. You know, how to protect yourself. Healthy eating, healthy cooking, so on and so forth. A little bit of everything. But the way we do it, we're not, our organization is not one of those organizations where you gotta walk around with, you know, a staff or a gallon of water, some flip-flops, talk about how vegan you are and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's real life.
Amen.
You know what I mean? naturals on their head and perm minds.
Hey.
So our whole thing right now is to save us from us and to be able to move forward. So that's what we're about.
And tell people exactly where that is they can go.
Yeah, so every Thursday, 7 p.m., 1386 Ralph David Abernathy, right over here near Kroger's. And if anyone knows where Mutana's is, it's right next door to Mutana's. We also, if you don't mind, after a quick plug, we also have a Feed the People program, which we've been doing since 2004, in which we guard and feed our displaced brothers and sisters. There's 30,000 folks homeless here in the city of Atlanta. A lot of us don't know that. We have served over 150,000 meals and care packages around the globe. 18 different cities. That's what we're about. We're about action and not just, not just looking like, I'm sorry, man. I tell it how it is, not how it could be.
And Shelley, I want you to speak on, our political affiliation. Because we were speaking earlier how, as black people, we are prone to be Democrat. But up until Kennedy, we were Republican. My father's Republican. I always tell people that spirit. I'm really independent. I just swing for the Democrats depending on who I like. You understand me? Republicans ain't had nobody other than Ron Paul, who I would vote for if he could actually get the nomination, is my opinion. But anyway, could you talk to the people about how we have been marginalized by our political affiliation?
Yep, absolutely. But first I want to answer your first question, the 5 things.
Okay.
Which is one of the 5 things. And 5 things really right now is interesting you pick 5 because there really are 5 specific things that disproportionately affect us, and if we can control better, they would change the whole paradigm. Education is one which Ms. Smith talked about. The other one is economics. The other one is politics. The other one is family. And then the last one is culture, which is part of education. So I'm going to add that because we asked for 5. So I'll just touch on I'll just touch on the political, and hopefully I can get to the rest during the night. But politically speaking, we are. I'm just going to tell you like this: we are 13% of the population, and we've been 13% of the population since 1970. We're the only group of people in this country by race who has not grown in population since 1970. There's all sorts of reasons for that. We don't need to get into it.
Sterilization.
Particularly in a place called Omanala Rio Museum. We don't need to get into the whys. We definitely have not grown. So we're 13% of the population. We used to be the largest minority group up until about 3 or 4 years ago, and the Hispanic audience passed us by. Now again, we can get complicated and we can talk about the black and the Hispanic culture, but they don't look at themselves as black. They look at themselves as Hispanics first. So let's keep that theme. So politically speaking, when you're the smallest group of people in the country, in the nation, quite frankly, in an empire, which has been an empire for the last 45 years, when you're the smallest group of people by numbers, and you're put upon in all the history dealing with us as a people, putting all that aside, just numerically, statistically, we're the smallest group of people. Well, you're the smallest group of people in any empire that has a 2-party system. Only 2. There's no third, there's no fourth, there's no fifth. You go to Israel, we have 4 different parties in Israel. You go to Russia, not Russia, but some of the Eastern European democracies, there are 4 or 5 different choices that you have. We're the only country that has just 2. That's it. The other side of the coin is having just 1. And you see what that is. That's South Korea, that's China. Those are countries like that, more communist countries. So in a system of government where you only have 2 choices, and you're the smallest group, you cannot let that alone. You're the smallest group. It behooves you. It is part of the survival mechanism that should kick in your human DNA at some point to recognize that I cannot, I should not, and I will not pick a side. Because you're the smallest number. By being the smallest number, if you pick a side, which we have done for the last 45 years, you give one side of the two sides an unequal balance. If you're the smallest number, it behooves you to keep a balance between the 2, because that means that they will always cater to your needs, because you're the smallest. See, if you're the largest, you can pick a side, and it doesn't matter, because by definition, by being the largest, you'll never pick a side, and you'll always have one of equal sides. Malcolm X talked about it before, that white people have the luxury of being Republican regardless, it behooves you not to pick a side. It behooves you to stand in the middle, stay in the middle, and say, what will you do and what will you do? Because I've got all of this. I can swing it one way or the other. And Malcolm X talked about that. We can swing elections. If you can swing an election, there's no point in picking a side. You only stay in the middle. So politically, I'm conservative. That's the middle that I pick. But I'm middle right. You could be middle left. That's fine. But don't pick a side. I don't necessarily have to vote for a Republican candidate. I supported Barack Obama way before anybody else. That includes your so-called leadership. But I supported him for many other reasons before I even got to politics, and that's another conversation. And I'm disappointed for that, for the record of the cameras. But I'm not disappointed for this young man right here, and I'm not disappointed for wisdom. But that's yet another story. But at the end of the day, politically speaking, everyone should be like George and me. You should be an independent. No one should know what you are. No one should know who you're going to vote for until they step to you and say, this is what I'm going to do for you. And I'll end with this. One of the most ridiculous things that I hear our leadership talk about is after President Obama got elected, one of the questions people were saying, well, what's going to happen now to black people? And black people start to get a little upset, like, hey, what's going on? Why haven't we gotten anything, quote unquote? And our leadership class, our ministers, our leaderships, our elected officials all said they started this narrative called, he's not the president of black people. And I found that to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, and it goes back to the XPJ7's poem about being neutered. Because only a neutered man would run out and hustle for some other man to get elected, and then when asked him for something, he says, no, I don't have to give you anything because I'm not the president, I'm just you. Only a ballless man, a dickless man would say, oh yeah, that makes sense to me. Because that's like a brother going to a sister saying, I took you to dinner, I drove you around, I bought you gifts, what's in it for me? Now if the sister comes back and says, I don't really know if I feel you yet, let's go out again, that's different. But if she just calls you, turns you straight up and says, I didn't ask you to buy all that stuff for me. If you don't almost take it at that point, you're a dickless man. If you don't pull it out and go on the table and say, sister, you are going nowhere until something, you're a dickless man. So politically, excuse my language.
Gray area.
I don't mean it literally. Sometimes you just gotta pull it out, put your cards on the table.
I think that is a good point, period, as far as our community, just a sidebar, in that we are always apologizing for who we are, how we feel, our love for each other, and just the commonality of being black. No other ethnicity apologizes for who they are. And we gotta stop. And it doesn't mean that just because you have a natural that you're for our people. No. No one said it better than Andre 3000. Is everybody with gold for the fall? No. Is everybody with dreads for the call? You understand me? I got it backwards. You know what I'm talking about. So, you really do. So, I appreciate it. That's a very great perspective that I never thought about, because I just know that we are so gung-ho to go with our Democrats, period. But to have that point of view, to be in that position, gives us a power position. And I believe that we do have the power to affect in politics, especially locally. In these chocolate cities, and we show the blueprint, period. Black people are, my opinion or my reading, the chosen people. So once the black people, the tribe of Judah in America get together, the rest of the world will get together, because they follow us. Yeah. So if Atlanta get it together, Cincy get it together, and Oakland get it together, and Fort Greene get it together, and New Orleans get it together, and Chicago get it together, all the chocolate cities, so the white people love to follow